There it is, 300L. And I'm gonna kind of give you my take on it. All in all, as far as the bike goes, I just love it. It's great. It does a good job. It is exactly what I wanted for what I want to do. Okay, and I got a CRF 250 rally, or not rally, but just a 250, and it's a good bike. It's a great bike. That's when I took to West Virginia. I love it, but it's a little bit lower geared, and I think it's actually just a little bit more dirt oriented than this 300L. This 300L, to me, in my opinion, is kind of catered more for, I mean, it'll do light duty off-road dirt, don't get me wrong, but I think it's more catered for the highway. So in that respect, this is going to be my light duty adventure bike, okay, for my short hops, or 100 miles, 200 miles, something like that. Where my Tenere, if I have to go 500 miles, it'd probably be better to do it on Tenere. The CRF, to me, the 250 is it's more dirt oriented. So it's just kind of, anyway, on the 300L, some things that a person ought to check whenever they get it. And the main thing, what I've noticed on all Hondas, okay, for some reason it's only Honda, and I don't know why, but on all Hondas they've set them up to where when you have your clutch pull here, when you pull your clutch in, okay, they have way too much slop in it as far as I'm concerned. I like just a little bit. See this? Just see how, can you see how much that's moving? Just a little bit. That's all I want in mine, or less than that actually, if I can get it. Because to me, what it does for me, if you're wearing gloves, and I do what's called the 2-finger pull. I always do. I always have 2 fingers on my handlebar, like that, and the other 2 are on the clutch lever. I never full fist it. I never full hand it. Never. Because to me, that takes part of the control off your handlebars, because it's like you're trying to grip it with your thumb. So I always do the 2-finger method. I mean, you can do what you want, okay? It's up to you. But that's the way I do it. And so if I'm doing the 2-finger method, whenever I squeeze that clutch, I'm using just the tip of my finger. So I want to release as quickly as possible. So I adjust my clutch accordingly. To me, for some reason, like I said, the Hondas, they like for you to get at least half of the clutch squeezed before it disengages. And that maybe that's just me. Maybe it's just a little quirk that I have. But that's up to you. Another thing I think Honda does, and which I'm going to have to change, is I think to have their idle set just a little bit too low. So I'm going to have to raise this here up about 100 RPMs. Nothing major, just a little, okay? But that's just me. So that's why I like my bikes set up. Outside of that, I got to raise the handlebars, get me a bigger tank, and I'm not going to change nothing else. I might get the back rack for it, but as far as anything else goes, I think the bike is set up perfect. It's great. For what I'm going to use it for, now I always got to stress that, for what I'm going to use it for, it's perfect, okay? If I was looking for a dirt machine, if I was looking for a strictly dirt machine, I would not have bought the 300L. Yeah, I'll just be honest with you. If I was looking for something just to ride strictly in dirt, I would not have bought the 300L. I would have bought the 230 KLX Kawasaki. And for many reasons. For the reasons, okay, the main reason I would have bought the KLX 230 over the 300L is like I said, if I was going to do more dirt riding. But I wanted the dual sport to go back and forth. Because they don't have a radiator, okay? And I think they're still carbureted, and they have a whole lot less features on it. And the simpler you can be in the dirt, the better off you are. My opinion only. So, but I wanted something kind of like just what I got here. This is kind of a light duty dual or adventure bike is what I'm going to call it. So that's the reason why I bought the 300L. Like I said, my 250L, it's more, to me, it acts like it's more dirt oriented than this bike does. And maybe that's just the difference between 2016 and 2023. I don't know. But that's kind of the way I feel about it. Like I said, I've got this thing down here in the mud and stuff, and will it do dirt? Sure, it'll do dirt. Oh, and I think about it, the reason why I'm going to raise the idle on this bike, and what everybody might think, well, why do you want to raise the idle on that? To me, there's too much lag from, well, I guess you can call it throttle response, okay? When you get on and get off, to me, it goes down too low, so there's too much lag in between. Maybe it's just the way I ride. I don't know. So I'm going to raise the idle, like I said, probably about 100. I did that on my XR650L. I raised the idle on it because being it was what they call, well, there's no cush drive on it. Raising the idle on that helped that lag in it, helped that sudden chug you get whenever you let off throttle, if you don't understand what I'm saying. So this one here does the same thing. So I'm going to raise the idle just, like I said, maybe 100 RPMs, maybe only 50, whatever it takes. Just enough to get rid of that lag. To me, there's a lag. But outside of that, the only thing I'm going to change idle speed, raise the handlebars, bigger tank, and I'll probably get me a back mount. But outside of that, it's good to go. It's got IRC tires on it, and so far, IRC seem like they're working pretty good. Everybody has their own choice of tires, but it's whatever you want. And there again, pick the tire for the type of riding you're going to do. If you're going to do strictly dirt riding, get a full-blown knobby and have fun. If you're going to run on the street there, look into a 80-20, 70-30, or something like this, even a 50-50. But, you've got to pick the tire for what you're going to ride. And if you pick a 50-50 tire, don't expect it to do good in the dirt, because it ain't going to happen. So anyway, that's kind of my take on the CRF 300. It's good. Oh, and the one thing I did, I bought the ABS model. I don't like ABS brakes. I detest ABS brakes. Okay, they're great on cars. I don't like them on bikes. So fortunately, and the only reason I bought this in here with the ABS brakes on it is because that was the only one I had. And for the price I gave for this thing, I couldn't bitch. So, but anyway, this does have you can shut the ABS off, which is fantastic. Otherwise you'd have to get in there and pull the fuse. But I ride all the time without the ABS because I just don't like ABS. And I've heard other people say that the brakes were just a little weak on this. Well, they're not weak. They got to be broke in. They're just like anything else. They've got to be broke in. I think the way they're made, they've got just a little glaze on them, and you got to burn that glaze off, because this here, when I first got it, you had to kind of stand on the back brakes a little hard to get it to stop. But now that I've got 41 miles on it, and I can feel a difference in it. So I think it's just a matter of you got to break the brakes in, if that makes any sense. Everything's new. It's got to be broken in. But anyway, as far as the 300L goes, I love it. As you can see, I'm out here in the brush playing around, and at my age, should I be doing it? Well, hell yeah, why not? If I can, hell yeah. So anyway, that's kind of my take on the 300L, and it's going to do exactly what I wanted it for. And I'll just tell you this: the only reason I bought the 300L over the KLX 300, and I'm gonna be real honest with you, okay? The only reason I bought the Honda over the KLX is because I got this Honda almost $1,000 cheaper. Outside of that, I'd have bought that KLX 300 hands down. But and I got this cheaper. And then after I bought this, and I got thinking about, well, am I going to really do that much of dirt riding on a bike like that? If I'm going to do dirt bike, I'm going to get out my dirt bikes, okay? You know, so, and I thought, well, this here will probably do better for me. So, and that was, and like I said, it was almost $1,000 cheaper. As a matter of fact, I priced a KLX 230, and after it was all said and done, it was $100 more out the door than what this thing here was. I'm going, boy, I don't know. So, but anyway, and that's the only reason I didn't buy the KLX, either the 230 or the 300. But because I was looking for a more of a dirt-oriented machine. But like I said, I've got dirt bikes. I'll just knock dust off of them, and I just have to take them out. Of course, now like my little CRF 250, it's going to be my dirt machine. It's going to be my ones I take to West Virginia, because it done a great job down there. So this is my light-duty adventure bike, and I think it's going to work great. I do like it. I love it. It works great. But you know, any time you get a new bike, it doesn't matter what it is, what breed, what brand, or what it is, what size, you've got to get used to it. You've got to test out. You've got to find it's good. You've got to find it's bad. You've got to find out you're good and you're bad with that bike. And, you know, it's just like, it's like getting married. You got to learn each other, okay? So if that makes any sense. But anyway, the 300L, got it out today. This is February 19th, 20th. And it finally got up to 57 degrees here, almost 60 degrees. And I thought, hell yeah, let's get out and ride. So anyway, the 300L, I'm just letting you know, there's just a few things about it I will change, but as far as the bike itself goes, I'm perfectly satisfied with it, because it's going to do exactly what I want to do. Because, like I said, when I was looking, I wasn't for sure what I wanted to do, but then after I got this thing, it's you know, sometimes you have to change your opinion, change your mind, but it's going to do exactly what I want to do. So anyway, I guess that's enough of that. Hey, ride safe, ride free.